reception number 2 and 8th overall in the Big Ten championships. And senior Jaquavia Henderson, a share of the Big Ten 4 championships, scoring a 995. Second field title for her career, so congratulations to her, second in the Big Ten. Adrian Kenlin also runner-up after a 995 performance in Pavia, seventh top 8 finish of the season. Now, nice crowd executed here with 3,749. Unfortunately, Rob Williamson used the running arm to achieve his vision. So we're riding first-class experiences. First student athletes. Goes outside, ball one. Anderson, Baines, close to me. Coming up, Emma Henderson, really long. Contact by Emma, fouls out way into the trees.
Off the glove of Morgan, and there will be no play. So Morgan had it in her glove, knocked it down. By the time she realized where the ball was, couldn't make a play. So first and second for the Hawkeyes, no outs. Here comes Braylee Klosterman to the plate. It's outside for strike one. Victor Anderson back here with you. We apologize for the technical issues that we were trying to work through. Kind of like the Iowa offense. had some issues with the offense versus USF, plugged their way through. Got themselves the win, trying to do the same thing here. First and second, nobody out. Braylee Klosterman up for the Hawkeyes. Ground ball down the line, but foul. Camille Corona right there, but again, that's a foul ball. Haley down. Pinch runner is at second after Emma Henderson Flair single to start the inning. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The strike zones this weekend have been fluid to be very generous. Iowa got the squeeze versus USF. Now it's the Longhorns that are feeling the snake-like contraction. And favorable count for Klosterman. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, and a 2-run game in the bottom of the 4th. Morgan. Flare off home plate. Then that one will, almost bounced fair. Fortunate that Corona got that one in foul ground when she did, because if that ball takes one more hop and then she gets it, that was right along the line. We'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Morgan delivers. Little flip, could be trouble. Instead is a 6-3. Good play over at short by Viviana Martinez. But Klosterman with a productive out. She moves both Hawkeyes in scoring position. Second and third, 1 down. Here comes Tristan Doster. Doster, second and third, 1 out. Team down a pair. Tristan had a 2-out single in the second, but Iowa could not scratch anything after that. Morgan, the right-hander, sends the first pitch in to Tristan. High to right field. Could be deep enough. Makes the catch. Downs will tag. She's out. Now the question is, did the run score? They said the foot stepped on the bag before the tag was applied to Baines. So down does score. The run counts, but just barely. So Doster with the sacrifice fly to right. Down scores. Baines tagged out on a 9-4. So Iowa gets on the board against the Longhorns. 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, 1 left on base. Hawkeyes respond. They pick up 1 run back. 4 complete. Hawkeyes trailing 2-1. You hear the Longhorn fans right below us on the first base side. Very vocal, of course, and some Iowa fans still here in attendance. Sure keeping track of what's going on with Iowa wrestling right now and the quest for the national championship for the 141-pound side of things. Israel Woods, the number 1 seed. Angel Ayers from Northern Colorado. We'll try and give you updates when we get them available for you. And you can watch that. And you can watch that match on ESPNU. It's part of their coverage of the championship finals. Top of the 5th. Hawkeyes trailing the Longhorns 2-1. Victor Anderson here with you. 8-9-1 coming up for Texas. Corona Maloney and then Leanne Good. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Texas. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for Iowa. Jalen Adams, rocky start to the 4th inning. Thought she was going to get out of it. Gave up a flare 2-run single to Reese Atwood to give Texas a 2-0 lead. Hawkeyes got to run back. And that one gets jammed in or go down the right field for a leadoff single for Camille Corona. So Corona got one inside and was able to fist together a base hit. So out comes Ashton Maloney. Maloney got robbed of extra bases on a nice catch. And that one just goes foul. Baines was there, but didn't want to touch that ball when it was in fair territory. That one just tails outside the third base side. Adams, deep breath in, rocks on the left, gets to the right. Again, shows bunt, takes strike 2. Texas not really trying to run on Tristan Dossert. Dossert has thrown out 4 base runners this year. Has tremendous arm behind the plate. A little low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Maloney hitting .412 this year with runners on base. Little slap. Strap. They say she's out. That might have been potentially a makeup for that play over in the 4th inning where Bella Dayton beat out that infield, beat out that throw from Jalen Adams. Okay, so she was. Now, the umpire said that she was out of the box, so Maitney Garner is elected to see. Okay, so they're going to call her, so they're going to take her out of the box, and because it was a second strike, they're going to let it take the strikeout and put the runner back at first. So it goes down as a strikeout for Jalen Adams because Maloney was called stepping out of the box. So Leanne Good will come to the plate after Dossert and Jalen Adams have a brief meeting outside of the circle. Hawkeyes defense remains unchanged from the first game. Klosterman, Roman, and Carter in the outfield. Diaz, Streff, Bennett, Baines, your infield. High and away, ball 1. Hawkeyes trailing 2-1. Good 0 for 2. And takes the strike, count as 1-1. Good popped up to short and lined out to Baines to end the 3rd. Runner goes up and cut by Baines, and that saves at least 2 bases. Grace Baines has been a vacuum over at the hot corner this evening. Robbing Leanne Good of what have been at least extra bases and possibly a run-scoring double. So 2 down, here comes Mia Scott. And how about this performance for the freshman Jalen Adams? Adams, first pitch, ground ball, Streff, Diaz, inning over. So Adams gives up the leadoff single to Camille Corona, but no damage after that. No runs on 1 hit, 1 Longhorn left on base. 4.5 complete. Texas still leading Iowa 2-1. Texas got those 2 runs in the top of the 4th. Iowa got a run back in the bottom of the 4th on the sacrifice fly by Tristan Doster, but the run almost didn't count as Grace Baines got hung around on second base a little bit too long, but tagged out, but the run did cross home plate before the 3rd out was applied. Iowa will bring up Sammy Diaz, Anna Streff, and Nia Carter. 8-9-1 to take on Mac Morgan in the bottom of the 5th. Hawkeyes softball back in action as they start Big Ten play next weekend as they travel to Happy Valley and State College to take on Penn State. Friday, Saturday series. Friday game will be at 4 p.m. local time. Will be at 4 p.m. Iowa City, 1 p.m. Central on Saturday. High noon first pitch Sunday Central time. You can watch those games on Big Ten Network Plus. And then the home opener Tuesday, March 28th versus Nebraska in Iowa City at Bob Pearl Field. You can watch that doubleheader on the Big Ten Network. That'll be a big week for Iowa as they'll take on the defending Big Ten tournament champions in a doubleheader, and then we'll host the Big Ten regular season champion, the Women's College World Series participant in Northwestern. Iowa playing 4 of the 7 Women's College World Series participants from a year ago. The only teams that they will not be playing Oklahoma, the 2-time national champions, will not be playing the Florida Gators, and will not be playing Oklahoma State. Iowa, the score right now that they're trailing by is the score they lost those previous 2 games against UCLA and Oregon State, both of them at the Marionetta Classic in Cathedral City. First pitch off the glove of Morgan, and backing her up nicely. Over at third is Camille Corona, 1 away. So 1 down for the Hawkeyes in the 5th. Anna Streff will now come to the plate. The freshman picked up a single to lead off the 3rd, but can only advance to second base. Oregon gets a foul ball from Streff. The Hawkeyes have gotten a base hit in every inning tonight, but the biggest key for this game, Texas 1 for 2 with runners in scoring position. Iowa 0 for 3. Liner guy's going to go over to third baseman. Corona's glove sneaks inside the left field line, and a Streff with a 2 for 2 evening. And it's greeted with a fist bump from Coach Dow Johnson over at first base. And now it'll bring up Nia Carter. Carter hitless in 2 at-bats tonight. Struck out and grounded out the 3rd. Longhorns had to be wary of Carter trying to lay down a bunt here. They got the corner infielders, Summers and Corona, playing in, anticipating that bunt. Now a bunt, go to first, and Streff again. Got to be careful of that little be-there play by the catcher, Reese Atwood. Streff, good speed at first base. See, Coach Gillespie sends her in motion with Carter at the plate, and a 1-0 count in her favor. Again, shows bunt, takes a strike, count is even on ones. Iowa this season, 2 wins this year when they've trailed after 4 innings. Same number of wins they've had when they trailed after 5. Ground ball to short. They'll get the throw over at first base. Good job by Viviana Martinez. Those a bean to throw out Nia Carter. So Carter out 6-3. She is 0 for 3 this evening. And 2 down And Coach Renee Gillespie will have a little conversation. And it looks like it'll be a pinch hitter. It'll be Anna Henderson coming in to pinch hit for Tatiana Roman. So Coach Gillespie wanted to give a different look. Roman struck out twice versus Morgan. Anna Henderson set to make her second pinch hitting appearance this year. Henderson just missed a walk-off grand slam versus Maris on Friday. Little cue ball up in front of Morgan, but bounces foul. Bounce in front of Morgan, and then that backspin quickly sent it over in foul ground. A fortunate break for Texas. Anna Henderson, we referenced, coming in. She is 0 for 4 this year. Trying to make it her third appearance. That was down low. Count is even on the ball and the strike. Anna got the start yesterday versus Merritt. Got the start on yesterday's game versus Lehigh. Fouls out one off, now 1-2. And that start she had yesterday, Anna went 0 for 3 with a strikeout. First start of her Hawkeye career. Mentioned that pinch hitting attempt versus Maris on Friday. You don't need the power, just need to find a hole and bring home her fellow classmate. That was down low. Count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. This Iowa dugout, that dugout was up and ready to explode if Henderson hit that grand slam on Friday. There'll be that same thing if she can bring home Streff to tie things up in the bottom of the 5th, the 2-2. Down the right field line, will go into the Texas bullpen where a pair of Longhorns are getting loose. Satali Gutierrez warming up for Texas. Gutierrez and Ezel check. And Henderson again fouls out one back. Anna not afraid of this big situation. They understand how much she's been working. Still looking for her first hit as a Hawkeye, 0 for 4. What a good time for it here. 2-2 to count, 2 outs. Tying run at second and her classmate Anna Streff. Anna trying to drive home Anna. And tied up our contest here in Tampa. Morgan sends it in. And that catches her. It hit her, and that was more frustration than anything as that one kind of stung. She slammed that bat in more of, ow, that really, really hurt, and more of a retaliatory sort of fashion. So Henderson will get the hit by pitch. Roman will re-enter over at first to run. So Henderson does her job. It's not the most traditional way to get on base for the first time, but you'll take it all the same. So 2 on, 1 out. Mike White will come out, and we will see a change. The question is, who will the freshman Tori Bennett face? And it looks like, it appears it will be, no, it was going to be Gutierrez. And it will be Gutierrez. So Sidlali Gutierrez will come on. First and second, 2 out. With a run-one game, and Gutierrez will try and get this team out of the inning. Avery Jackson leading the kind of the roller coaster histrionics over in the Iowa dugout. They've been, ever since that weather delay, that dugout has been a little extra loud with a little extra juice. I'm hoping that juice can produce some runs here. So Gutierrez will take over in relief. Gutierrez coming into tonight's game with an 8-1 record with a 1.79 ERA. So making her 18th appearance, her 11th in relief. 54 2/3 innings of work. 45 hits, 18 runs, 14 earned. Walked 12, struck out 48. Opponents are batting .213 against the 5'11 freshman from Stamford, Texas. So Anna Streff reached on a 1-out single. Anna Henderson got hit by a pitch. Tatiana Roman, who was pinch hit 4, re-enters the game at first. So now Tori Bennett will take on another freshman in the biggest at-bat, not only of this game, but perhaps of the Hawkeye season. Down by 1, tying run at second, go-ahead run at first with 2 down in the 5th. First pitch to Bennett is inside, ball 1. Line for Morgan, 4 2/3. 6 hits, a run, no walks on 4 strikeouts, 75 pitches, 50 strikes. She is on the hook for the runners at first and second. Now 1. Strike right below the letters, 1-1. Tori Bennett trying to catch lightning in a bottle like she did in the 5th inning where she got a single. And in the 6th inning versus USF where she had the RBI triple. High in the air to right in fair ground and making a catch. And in the inning is Ashton Maloney. So Gutierrez does what she has to do. Hawkeyes strand the pair. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. 5 in the books in Tampa. Hawkeyes trail 2-1. This is Iowa softball from Learfield. Iowa baseball will return to Dwayne Banks Field tomorrow for a doubleheader versus South Dakota State. Pre-game coverage with John Leo and John Evans will start at 11:30 here in the Hawkeye Radio Network. Fans, you can always listen to the games for free on YouTube or by downloading the Varsity Network app. Tension Convention, Tampa version. Tampa chapter, if you will, in the 6th. Bondi That ball hit her on the leg on the bunt. And you're saying nobody saw that? That ball clearly hit Bella Dayton on the left leg. Oh, wow. The umpire is going to need to have a conversation about that. Bain laid down the bunt. The ball clearly hit her on the left leg. The only question was it the leg? Was it a bat? It clearly hit her leg, and she was in the box. Now, the question is, we'll see what the ruling is. So she's out. They say the ball, when Dayton laid down the bunt, the left foot was on her way to first when the ball hit her. So Bella Dayton is ruled out. That's the second time we've seen Texas be on a bad side of a particular call today. Texas had a call like that, and here comes Texas head coach Mike White having a conversation with Leo Fleming. For where I am sitting, Dayton laid down that bunt. You saw Tristan Doster, Sammy Diaz, Jalen Adams, and the entire Iowa dugout making their case. Mike White, none too happy. The call is overturned. Dayton is out. Mike White still preaching his case, but give the umpires credit. They came together. The first base umpire, that was Wayne Farina, saw the ball hit her on the leg in fair ground. They made the overruling, and the call was out. So we'll keep that play in mind if the Hawkeyes are somehow able to turn this around and pick up a win. So Dayton, that's officially a 2 unassisted for those of you keeping score at home. Now we'll head on over towards myself and Andrew Haynes. I think we would have had the ball, but that ball went right back down. Ball went letting it all the way up, hit on an awning, and came all the way back down in front of Dosser. So it's 0-2. That one goes outside, 1-2. Jalen Adams this evening. Solid performance for the freshman. 5 1/3, 4 hits, 2 runs. Both of those coming in the fourth. He's walked 1, struck out 2. And has been economical with the pitches. High to left center. It will be Roman there. 2 out. Jalen Adams getting early contact. 59 pitches for Adams, 44 strikes. Mike White will have a pinch hitter. Vanessa Quiroga will pinch hit for Courtney Day in a 5 spot. And Slash still make his case about that play that happened at the start of the inning. So Quiroga will come on. As Jalen Adams trying to get the rookie a little bit off balance, bringing Quiroga to pinch hit for Courtney Day in the 5 spot. Quiroga has been productive when she's gotten at bat. She's 4 for 10 with a home run and 4 RBIs. Takes that for strike 1 from Jalen Adams. Hawkeyes trailing 2-1, bottom of the 6th, top of the 6th. Lays that pitch up in his zone. And Leo Fleming has heard enough from the faithful over on the Hawkeye first base side. I think what may have happened is I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Okay, so actually say that pitch was dead, it looks like. So, now, it says a natural. It didn't see. It was a natural noisemaker. It appears that was done by Mia Scott, but I don't. Nothing with. It's nothing artificial. It's done by Mia Scott. And again, the rule is if it's a artificial noisemaker, then that is not allowed. But if it's a natural, it's a natural. It may sound unnatural, but it's coming from a natural source. I'm not going to try and explain that whole situation. It's 10:20 Tampa time, and some things are better left unexplained, I guess. So Quiroga takes that one upstairs. So it's 1-1 to count. Little shot, I will go into center field for a 2-out single. No, Quiroga. Second pinch hit in his many opportunities today. That continues the hitting for the Longhorns. They'll bring up the catcher, Reese Atwood. Yeah, if you're Iowa, you can't start to lose your cool, start to get flustered with the commotion going on at the Texas side of the field. 2 up for Atwood. Had that flare 2-run single to get Texas on the board. Lays off the swing. Dossert will appeal to first to see if she swung. And Farina says no. Hawkeyes down by 1. Top half of inning number 6 here in Tampa, Florida. Hawkeyes trying to send themselves back to Iowa City. 8-2. In the air to left. Klosterman goes back, and that one is gone. Reese Atwood again does it with 2 outs, and it's 4-1 Texas. Third home run of the season for Atwood. And once again, the Hawkeyes can't get that third and final out of the inning with Atwood at the plate. So now Jalen Adams just flush that out of your memory. Have short turn. Katie Simmons at the plate. Takes that ball 1. Simmons struck out and fouled out. Back to Dossert. And Adams recovers back and takes it 1-1. Longhorns up 4-1, top of the 6th. All 4 runs courtesy off the bat of Reese Atwood. Simmons high drive to left. Klosterman with room on the warning track makes the catch, and that retires the side. 1 pitch too late, however, for your Iowa Hawkeyes. Reese Atwood, 2-run, 2-out home run. Gives the Longhorns some more breathing room. 2 runs on 2 hits. Nobody left on base. We'll head to the home 6. Hawkeyes, we'll see if they have some more magic left in those bats. They'll have 6 outs to work with when we come back. This is Iowa softball from Learfield. Texas fans with plenty to cheer about as Reese Atwood with a 2-run home run with 2 outs extends the Burnt Orange lead to 4-1. The Queens of the comeback will have one more comeback left in them before they head back up to Iowa City. It will be Emma Henderson, Grace Baines, and Briley Klosterman to take on Citlali Gutierrez. Gutierrez came in with 2 outs in the 5th. At first and second for Iowa, Tori Bennett flew out to right to end the Iowa threat. And that's looming even larger now considering what happened with Texas in the top of the 6th. So up comes Emma Henderson. Led off the 4th with a single. Haley Down came in to score the RBI on a sac fly by Tristan Doster. Strike 1, swing and a miss. Iowa, 1 run, 6 hits, no errors. They left 5. Texas, 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors. They've left 3. Gutierrez winds, sends. Easy fly ball to left. Can of corn for Bella Dayton, 1 out in the Iowa 6. Mac Morgan with that fly of Gutierrez there in the 5th. Her book officially came to a close. We'll talk about those numbers after this first pitch to Grace Baines. Baines, first pitch. Will that go out of play? It will, and just off the edge of the glove of a sliding Ashton Maloney. Maloney gave chase. And again, you have that dirt on the right field line, still with some moisture after that weather delay we had with Iowa and USF earlier. Final line for Mac Morgan, 4 2/3, a run on 6 hits, no walks and 4 strikeouts, 75 pitches. Grace Baines back in the box, 0-1 count, 1 away in the Iowa 6. Hawkeyes down by 3. Do they have some more late game magic in those bats? Ground ball, backhanded by Gutierrez, tossed to first in plenty of time for out number 2. Two down. Klosterman now steps in for the Hawkeyes. Klosterman 0 for 2. Flew out, popped up to second and grounded out 6-3 in the 4th. It's that for strike 1. Iowa this year, 2-10 when they do not have the lead after the 6th inning. And unless Iowa can put some quality at bats together, they will try and make it 3-10 in the 7th inning. No balls and 2 strikes. Good job by Klosterman to foul that one off. Texas on the other side of the ledger when they have a lead after 6 innings this season. They're 18-1. Swing and a miss, and Gutierrez comes in and she's retired 4 straight Hawkeyes. Gutierrez shuts down the Hawkeyes. 6 complete here in Tampa. Iowa trailing 4-1. This is Hawkeyes softball from Learfield. Top of the 7th inning, Jalen Adams in the Hawkeye defense. Break their meeting, break their huddle before they go back to the field. Corona, Maloney, and Good, 8-9-1 coming up. Hawkeyes trailing 4-1. Victor Anderson back here with you here at USS Softball Stadium. Hawkeyes trying to finish up their spring break trip with a come from behind victory. They're third in Tampa. They'll peel to first. Over to third, Mike Hensley says no swing from Camille Corona. Four runs, 6 hits, no errors, 3 left for the Longhorns. 1-6-0-5 for Iowa. And that time she tries a little sneaky bunt. And Corona does go around 1-1. Hawkeyes will have in their half of the 7th, 7-8-9. Doster, Diaz, Streff. At least scheduled. That will flare over the head of Torrey Bennett. And it'll be a leadoff single for Texas in the 7th. So Corona with a 2-for-3 day. And I'll bring up Ashton Maloney. Maloney struck out and flew out to left. Now it takes that for a strike. Hawkeye outfield playing normal but slightly shallow with Roman and Carter in left, center and right respectively. Shows bunt. That was up high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hawkeyes trying to keep this a 3-run game and set the stage for the 7th. That one's up high. Counts 2-1. Jalen Adams has allowed 7 hits. While the missed 4 of those hits have come with 2 outs. 2 of them off the bat of Reese Atwood. That produced 4 runs for the Longhorns. Runner not going. Hawkeyes thought that Corona would take off on a 2-1. She does not. 3-1. That is low ball 4. So 2 on, 0 out for Texas in the 7th. And a chance for Leanne Good to break things open. But Manny Gardner will first have a meeting with her talented freshman right-hander, Jalen Adams. Good 0 for 3. Got robbed of a base hit on a great catch by Grace Baines on third base back in the 5th. And Texas will have one more matchup here in the South Florida Showdown as they take on USF tomorrow afternoon. Iowa, meanwhile, will fly back to Iowa City after spending 9 days in the Sunshine State. They'll start conference play this week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday versus Penn State. That'll be on the road in Happy Valley. And then the home opener March 28th. Also take on the defending Big Ten tournament champion Nebraska Cornhuskers. Lotto, that's going to go up the middle. Base hit. They'll send the runner She will slide in safely, an RBI single for Leanne Good, and it's now 5-1 Longhorns. And we see some action going on for the Hawkeyes in their bullpen. And it appears it is Brianna Vasquez starting to get warm. Mia Scott now to the plate for Texas. First and third, still nobody out. That's low, ball one. There it goes. They'll throw to second. Throw to plate, and she's out. Anna Streff cut off the throw from Dostert and threw a strike back to Tristan to cut down Ashton Maloney at the plate. Good job by Ashton. Good job by Anna Streff, the freshman. So one down. It is a 2-1 count. Actually, it's a 2-0 count, excuse me. Now it's 2-1. Longhorns now lead 5-1 in the top of the seventh. 3 straight hits for Texas to start the inning. That's down low, 3 balls and a strike. They got Bella Dayton waiting on deck. Scott 1 for 3. Lined out on the first. Single had a leadoff single in the fourth and scored. And bounced out to Streff at second. Scott takes a strike and the count is full 3-2. Scott left foot back deep in the lefty box. Payoff pitch coming up for Jalen Adams. Lost speed. I'll move the runner over to third and get the throw by Streff to Diaz. For out number 2, Leanne Good now 60 feet away at third. And bring up Bella Dayton. Dayton tonight 2 for 3. Appeared it was going to be 3 for 3, but then that bunt hit her left foot just as he was sprinting out of the left-handed box to start the 6th. And change up, but Adams misses down low, ball 1. Adams right now, if you got to keep it to that 1 run allowed, give your team a chance in the bottom of the 7th. Liner caught by Anna Streff, saves another run for Iowa. Anna Streff saves a run for Iowa. Could that be the spark to try and trigger one final comeback into Sunshine State? Texas picks up 1. They get 3 hits. They leave 1 on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Hawkeyes trailing 5-1. This is Iowa softball from Learfield. Bottom of the 7th we go. Hawkeyes trailing by a 5-1 score. Gutierrez set try and finish up this contest. Hawkeyes down to the final 3 outs here in Florida. Doster, Diaz, Straff coming up for Coach Renee Gillespie and company. Doster takes that down inside for ball 1. Iowa has been a team of the comebacks this weekend in Tampa. Down 4 runs, 2 separate occasions versus Marist and USF. Came back to win both of those games, and here they are right now. Down by 4. Down with 3 outs to work with. That one gets in for a call strike, makes it 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. Gutierrez. That one goes a little bit high. Count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hawkeyes got the low run on the Tristan Dossert sacrifice fly. That came close to not scoring. Back in the bottom of the 4th. That one will go foul and out of play. Hawkeyes 7-2 on the spring break trip. Trying to set themselves up to potentially go 8-2. 2-2. Shot goes foul over towards the Texas bullpen and Iowa coach Aaron Dow Johnson. Hawkeyes with a trip back up north, and then will prepare for Big Ten action next weekend versus Penn State, taking place at State College. Another 2-2. Soaring fly ball to left, and that's into the waiting glove of Bella Dayton, 1 away. So 1 away for the Longhorns in the 7th. Here comes Sammy Diaz. Sammy 0 for 2. As Diaz takes strike 1. Coach Gillespie will take a lot of positive coming out of this trip to Florida. A team that came into the trip banged up. Trying to still find their identity. They'll come out of this trip with a ton of confidence. And possibly some more flexibility available to them. And of course, the question would be the availability of Denali Lecker, who's been out the last 3 games. Fouled off the end of the bat, makes it 1-2. Goes Sammy in the chant for the Hawkeye dugout on the third base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Takes that up high. Count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. One down in the 7th inning. Hawkeyes trying to scrap together one final push against Solali Gutierrez. Diaz gets that on the end of the foot. That goes foul. Gutierrez trying to pick up the victory for Texas with a great start from Mac Morgan. Morgan pitched 4 2/3 for the Longhorns. And Morgan's one strike away from getting that victory. Diaz strikes out, 2 down. So it'll be up to Anna Streff to keep the inning alive and the game alive for the Hawkeyes. Streff has 2 of the 6 Iowa hits, both singles in the 3rd and the 5th. Foul tip into the glove of Reese Atwood for strike 1. Streff hoping to keep this game going to bring up Nia Carter, who's up deck. 0-1. Streff fouls out one off, and Texas has Iowa 1 strike away. Streff will really have to be tough right now with 2 strikes. Gutierrez trying to shut the door on Longhorn victory, the 0-2 pitch. The cue ball, that one will stay outside of the running lane along the first base line. Hawkeyes have been struggling with 2 outs this evening. 2 for 7. The 0-2. That one's low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Streff's going to protect anything on the outside half of the plate. Anything that's close, try and get that barrel through. The 1-2 to Gutierrez. And as if on cue, Streff fouls that one away. One ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs in the Iowa 7. Hawkeyes trailing 5-1. 1-2. Slow ground ball over the short. Over the first, and that'll be the ball game. So the Longhorns knock off the Iowa Hawkeyes, and the Hawkeyes end their trip to the Sunshine State with a 7-3 mark as Texas takes the victory, 7-5 win, 5-1. Texas 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors, they strand 4. Iowa 1 run, 6 hits, no errors, they leave 5. Texas improves to 25-5-1. Iowa falls to 18-11 on the season. And a valiant effort for Coach Renee Gillespie and her ball club falls short against the number 11 ranked team in the nation according to D1 softball. So the Hawkeyes finish their spring break trip with a record of 7-3. Have some tremendous moments. They finished 2-2 here in Tampa. We'll make the flight back to Iowa City. Get ready for Big Ten play next weekend versus Penn State. And I'm sure for Coach Renee Gillespie, a tremendous showing for her ball club. And, you know, a big smile on her face. Like the fight from her team, the way they were able to battle and compete. And the only game that they were honestly really out of it was the first time that they played Lehigh last Saturday in Madeira Beach. That was a 7-1 win for the Mountain Hawks, where Iowa didn't really have much of a chance in that game. So the spring break trip comes to a close, as well as our radio coverage for Iowa softball, at least for this portion of time here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Special thank you to Matthew Weitzel and Corey Sheets for setting things up and making sure our streams went smooth in spite of the few technical issues that we had, particularly in our last broadcast we had here this evening. Thanks to John Few and the great folks here at USF for accommodating us this weekend here at the South Florida Showdown. And thanks to the great people at the Spring Games and ROC Park for making sure we were able to get our broadcast out for you here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Thanks again to Leandra Jew for getting everything up, posted, ready to go. Special thanks to all of you, the Hawkeye Nation, for joining us on our trip to the Sunshine State, and hopefully this will not be a goodbye. It will hopefully be a see you real soon. So for the final time, here from the Sunshine State, Victor Anderson saying so long. Texas knocks off Iowa by the score of 5-1. Hawkeyes finish their trip on spring break 7-3. They will return back to Iowa City for Big Ten play kicking off next weekend as they take on the Penn State Nittany Lions. Make sure, Hawkeye fans, you stay in tune for more action tomorrow on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Baseball will start out the proceedings at 11:30, first pitch, as they will be taking on South Dakota State for a doubleheader. John Leo and John Evans will give you the pictures, descriptions, and accounts taking place at Dwayne Banks Field. And of course at 2:40, and of course at 2:30, join Rob Brooks and Jamie K.V. Lang for all the action from a sold-out Carver Hawkeye Arena as Caitlin Clark and Iowa women's basketball will look to punch their ticket to the Sweet 16 as they take on the 10th seed Georgia Bulldogs in the second round of the NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament. That's all the action coming up for you tomorrow here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. So make sure you stay tuned for all the latest going on in Hawkeye athletics. Victor Anderson says so long from the Sunshine State. Hawkeyes fall to Texas 5-1. They get a split of today's action, knocking off USF earlier in Roman fashion 12-4. You have been listening to Iowa softball on the Hawkeye Radio Network from Learfield.